This has made me think about an analogy he uses, which I really liked, called the dog on a leash analogy. I really like this analogy because every stock is tied to a business, just like a dog on a leash has to return to its owner. So you've got a dog, you're out for the walk. The dog might go running however far away, 20, 30 meters, but it's still on the leash, especially you've got one of them fancy leashes that extend. But the dog always has to come back to its owner. And the stocks rely on the business itself. So as much as a stock goes up and continues to go up, there's still a business behind it that has to perform. They have to then get more staff in because their company's doing better. They might have business struggles that are linked to that stock. And I really liked how he broke that down in that segment, like using the dog on a leash as an analogy, because it really helps you to think, put it into perspective.
No, because the way he talks about it is sometimes, and it does happen, is where the stock price will exceed the business growth. So, you know, examples like obviously, well, not obviously, there was a time with GameStop previously, but there's always a correction at times. So, and that correction is when the dog's now being pulled back, because the business growth is going crazy, or not going anywhere, not going where it's supposed to be going, but the stock price is going crazy. So, but eventually it's a matter of time, and the time frame could be whatever it is. But if the stock price is exceeding the business growth, there's going to come a point, because if the business isn't growing, people are going to start looking and say, well, we've been investing in this for X amount of years and there's been no growth. They haven't done the changes within management. They haven't got the right CEO. They haven't infrastructure, whatever it might be. So eventually the business stops growing. It's going to have a knock-on effect to the stock price at some point. And that's the dog now returning back to where it needs to be. And that's where people lose money. So yeah, that's a good analogy.
No, I love that one. Now, we mentioned emotion, because he talks about emotions in investing, because like you said, when there's a hype around it, people are like, let's invest.
We've all been there.
We've all been there, I've been caught up in the hype before. And he talks about the average investor. The average investor feels good about their fund when the price increases, so they start to buy more. Oh, my stock's going up, let me buy more because it's continuing to go up. But they feel bad when the price is decreasing. But actually, he talks about that's actually the best time, especially in the index funds, when the price is going down, that's the best time in theory to buy it, because it's going to go back up. History shows us that over a long enough period of time. But it doesn't feel good to invest when it's going down. If you put £100 in, then it starts to go down to 98, 97, and you're like, oh.
But this is where, again, if you're stock picking and you're just trying to invest in individual funds yourself, you're gonna react. Because you're not a full-time professional investor. So if you're just seeing, oh, because X stock is going crazy now, again, that's the worst time to buy. And again, if the stock's going down and you say, wow, this stock is undervalued, because you've done your research and you can see the business growth is really good, like, oh, they've invested in this, they're now going to this country and they're doing this. So they've got the channels in line. All right, at the moment, the stock price is down, but because you've done the research and you understand how things work, you now make a decision and say, you know what, this is undervalued. This stock's really worth 3 times what it's worth. So now it's on sale. It's on sale, so I'm going to invest more. But how much? I'm not capable of doing that. You know, you need to. There's a lot of research that goes to make those decisions full time.
And it's speculation at the end of the day. We don't know. The tried and tested method is the index fund over a long enough period of time.
It beats stock picking.
It beats stock picking all the time.
I think because he says time in the market is better than trying to time the market. It's funny because when
Whoa. Say that again, man. Come on, that's a bar.
Okay. Time in the market is better than trying to time the market. So essentially, get that money in there. You know, get that money in there as soon as possible instead of trying to time it and trying to be like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna invest when this goes down. I'm gonna wait for this to hit that point and whatnot. You know, so that's basically what he's saying. It was interesting because with that, I don't remember the stat, but I remember that part of the book, and I was like. Again, this comes down to your money, how you kind of view money. Maybe it's still investing, but in regards to stocks and shares and indexes and whatnot. Because someone could advise that it's actually better to leverage your money and not just say if you had £10,000, instead of just putting that £10,000 straight into the index, which isn't a bad thing to do. The more money you have, the more options you have, and you don't. So, but again, this is where, but if you are able to kind of have a grown-up conversation about it and not be emotional and think that, oh, you know, that 10, I want to spend that on this holiday, or I want to do this, or I want to take these risks, and actually have a financial strategy, I think it can apply to your strategy. But in regards to like invested in stocks and indexes, you know, I was surprised when you said that, because I forgot that part of the book, and I thought it would have been, but you need to be very disciplined to say, all right, for every month, for 10 months, if it was £10,000, I'm going to invest £1,000 every month, because then, you know, you're going to benefit from, or you'd assume you'd benefit from dollar cost averaging and whatnot. But, you know, that's why it's good to, it's just interesting. It's just interesting.
Yeah.